Why men find sex extremely significant in relationships. Well, ask any guy, and he'll tell you that sex is definitely one of the most important things in life. It's right up there with eating and breathing, all right? It's a myth, though, that most men think sex is just sex. Like most women, men find sexual intimacy to be more satisfying in a committed relationship. Yeah, they want to have sex with all these women and, hundreds of women, this and that. No. Real men know that you become a great lover when you sleep with one woman 1,000 times versus 1,000 women just once. In fact, there's a famous quote that goes something like this when it comes to a man and a woman having sex. A man wants to be a woman's first when he has sex with her. Like the whole virgin thing. He wants to be first to have sex with her. A woman is the polar opposite. She wants to be the last woman that he has sex with. Picture that. A man not in a relationship, having sex with many women, wants to be the first to pop that cherry and, sleep with a virgin. That's his desire. But her desire is, hey, I know you're out there sleeping around. I just want you to make me the last person you sleep with. I want to be picked and chosen, and I want to be with you for life. Something like that. The male ego is tied to sex, since it's what drives him, it drives men. In fact, sex motivates men to do things that women aren't motivated to do. Men will do dangerous things. They'll do risky things. They'll do things that are boring just so they can have sex with a woman. Ladies, that's how much sex is like on the minds of men, and it drives them to do great, all do this, climb highest mountains and build the tallest buildings, and it's all because of you. Sex drives us in that direction. So most long-term couples know how to please one another better than strangers who might only spend 60 minutes for that one-night stand, that little hookup. That's why I am so against the hookup culture. Because, ladies, listen to this. When it comes to hooking up, you are being robbed. When it comes to hooking up, you are being stolen from. You're being gypped. You're not getting fully what you deserve. And you're getting crumbs. Yeah. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Now you can go. No. The more frequently sex is with the same person, the stronger the bond, the more connected you become in ways that few other activities can. In fact, sex is something that you remember explicitly throughout your life, whether it was a good experience or a bad experience. I don't really remember what happened on Thursday on this date 17 years ago. I don't know what I was doing on that day, could anything. But I remember every sexual experience. And ask yourself, how have those sexual experiences been? Have they been significantly positive, in the middle, or not good? All of that should be addressed and assessed so that your sexual experiences are positive yielding. They yield positive experiences, memories, more closeness. In fact, and many of us have been approached by someone, if you're a guy or a gal, hey, you want to have sex? I've been approached by women outright, just they come right out. They come right out with it. Bart, do you want to have sex? And I'm like, okay, I have two answers because they're looking for an answer quickly, yes or no. Yeah. So I have two answers. One, I would love to. I love sex. I would love to, but I can't. And the reason is I don't have sex outside of a committed relationship or exclusivity or monogamy. I just don't. And for so many reasons. I mean, one, sex is a bonding activity. Sex is an intimate activity. And I don't want to get intimate with someone who either A, I don't know, B, it connects you, bonds you. It's easy to say, oh, it was great having lunch with you. All right, we'll talk later. All right, bye-bye. And be on your way. Versus, we had sex last night. Didn't that mean anything to you? I mean, it meant something to me. I can't stop thinking about it. Bart, you were the best. No, I'm just kidding. But the point is, though, it's dangerous. It's like a slippery slope. It's like playing with fire. Because, once you feel that heat and you want to stay warm, you're going to want to talk to that person. Blah, blah, blah. So sex should be in the committed relationship because that's where it's best. And why is sex so important to men? Well, men are generally candid and almost primal in their needs. They prefer sex in a relationship because it shows strength and unity. In fact, and I'm just thinking out loud here, women, I don't know, I'm not a woman, but, you tell me. But, women love it instinctively, subconsciously, in the back of their minds. They love it when a man climbs on top of them and just, commands, I don't know about command, but, just ravages them like a tiger, clasps his hands with hers. She's pinned to the bed. She can't get up, but she's loving it. And then the whole thing about, I've never done it, but, the choking thing, it's just this, and it's, when you choke a woman in sex, you're really not choking her, but it's just the gesture. And it's that gesture of strength. And yet, I've talked about this before. There's an amazing quality of character when you can show strength within restraint. And so there you are. You've got her. I'm thinking of this moment where, let's say, like, he's lying down on his back. She's lying on her back, but she's on top of him. It's like a little sandwich. And he's got his hand reached down in between her legs because he's going to, ring the doorbell and, get her to have an orgasm. And when she pops the O, the big O, and she's like just wonderfully screaming for joy and grabbing things in the sheets, and her legs are going everywhere, and she's just exploding because he made her have an orgasm. But she can't get out of his clutches. He's so strong. He's got his arms around her, keeping her contained in this controlled sort of prison of pleasure. Oh, I tell you, man, I'm kind of like going off on a different subject here maybe. But hey, no matter. What else is going on at this time? But sex is what unites two people. It's the glue that brings two pieces of wood together for life, forever. Sex is that strong, and that's what it was meant for. In fact, a lot of people talk about sex dwindling with the age of the relationship, and we don't have much sex anymore. Well, guess what? Sex is not to be like had every night for 70 years in a row. No. Sex is used in the beginning of the relationship to bond, to tighten, to grow two people together as one. Well, once you're together as one, you really don't have to be having it all the time. So when you first moved in, you started having sex every night, until it was like, God, we've done it like 30 nights in a row. Let's take a break. And that break lasts 30 days. But you're confident that your gal or your guy, ladies, still loves you. Because the sex was contained in your bedroom, it was contained in your home, it was contained in your hearts, it was contained in your mind. And you're feeding off those memories. Because what do you do when you don't have something for a long time? When you do get it, you eat it. You consume a lot of it. Until like, oh my God, I'm sick, I'm bloated, I'm going to throw up, I drank too much, whatever. The point is once you've been without sex for a long time, yes, you're going to have a lot. But once you have a lot, it's those memories you start feeding off of, like, oh my gosh, I've been married for a year and I've given my lady, I don't 600 orgasms. She's had 600 orgasms. Her friends hate her because she's always smiling. She hears what's going on in the relationships of her friends with their male partners, and they're miserable. The sex is not as great in their world as it is in hers. And, my gal, she's thinking about maybe not being friends with those people anymore because they're just so miserable. Guys, when you treat your gal so wonderfully in the bedroom and outside the bedroom, you're going to start to experience a thing where she just comes to you. And when you relieve her of those stresses and anxieties, she's got this void of time to fill. And women, what's that song? Girls just want to have fun. So when she has time to fill and you've been so good to her, you don't even have to say it. She just looks at you and you just look at her and you go, the only thing you can say, guys, when it comes to sex is, come here. That's it. If your language is outside of that simple, come here, then you got a problem. Again, it shows with sex and intimacy and making good love to her. It shows that you make a priority out of her happiness. And ladies, the reverse is true too. No matter what else is going on, sex is what unites people. And that's why men think about it a lot. I want to bond with you. I want to get into you. And I want to do all these things to you. And I want you to just grab the sheets and curl your lip and bite your lip and roll your eyes back and just arch your back because things are happening. And then when you're having the orgasm, I'm going to pick you up and I'm going to hold you under the sheets. Or if there are no sheets on you, it's okay. We need the flexibility, And then bam, once you have that and you've screamed and you've let out your last breath of, I'll grab the sheets, pull them over you, and hold you tight and warm. And I'll just lay there with you until you speak, not me. Guys, how much do you really care about your gal? Ladies, how much do you really care about your man? He cares about you, and he wants to show you that in the physical manner, sexually, not just with the deeds, but he'll do those too. Right, guys? You're going to take care of the laundry and the kitchen and mop the floors, take seconds, draw her bubble bath, fold her bra, and panties. That's a chore she's always had to do. Why don't you relieve her of that? This is just one way that men demonstrate their affection for the love of their life, the woman in their life. So ladies, yes, sex is significant to him. He does think about it a lot. And he thinks about you because his focus is on you. He wants to sleep with you 1,000 times because every time he does, he learns something new about you. He learns to be more patient in a particular area. He learns something new that you like. He is accumulating knowledge about your body. That's kind of fun. That's why men find sex significant in a relationship, among so many other reasons that you might even come up with.